You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, we're going to learn more about a cybersecurity attack that happened in the city of Pittsburgh.
Also, a man is dead after a fatal accident in southeast Kansas.
And we've got a nice view of the sunrise from Joplin, but shower and thunderstorm chances increasing today. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy.
I'm Chris Warner, just after 7 o'clock now on this Tuesday morning. So thunderstorms out in southeast Kansas continuing to develop. We're going to see scattered storms out there through the morning. We got more on the way. This much needed rain, absolutely necessary, and it's great to see it. And it's going to stick with us for a while. So that's some great news as well. But not so great news coming out of the city of Pittsburgh.
It could have been a lot worse, but luckily the city reacted in a timely manner. And that's what happened this weekend. The city of Pittsburgh says residents' information is secure despite a cyber attack. The online attack targeted the city's computer system over the weekend.
KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
Pittsburgh city officials were notified at 3 a.m. on September 16th of a cyber attack.
We've taken a lot of steps in preparation for this, from cyber insurance to disaster recovery sites and protocols, but it hasn't happened to us yet, so we knew it was probably inevitable, but the idea now is to just mitigate the risk.
The city servers were victimized by ransomware. The cyber attackers stole encrypted data and demanded money from the city. Officials disconnected the servers so the ransomware wouldn't spread.
Our focus over the weekend was to make sure that operations just continued for the public. So I think we're in a pretty good place with regards to public safety, police and fire, water and sewer. All of those things will continue uninterrupted. Internally, we're doing a lot of stuff on paper right now because we've shut everything down on purpose to eliminate or to mitigate the risk.
But I don't have any way to check it because our system is down.
The cyber attack shut down computer servers, phone systems, and more. However, due to off-site storing, city officials say do not worry about the attack compromising your information.
There's only so much information we have on any of our customers. Basically, all that stuff is stored off-site with regards to credit cards and things like that. So I don't think anybody that lives in Pittsburgh or does business with the city should feel that there's any threat to them personally.
It's not just local government and businesses that are at risk. You could be too. According to a cybersecurity and infrastructure agency, you can be proactive against future ransomware attacks by making an incident plan, backing up data, and updating contacts. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
City officials say everything should be back to normal by next week.
And of course, we'll continue, keep updated on that story just in case something changes, but it sounds like the city of Pittsburgh's got everything under control.
Yes, well done.
Well, something we're keeping an eye on is showers and thunderstorms across the area. We've got that nice looking batch extending along a line from roughly Emporia just to the west of Sedan, and then a stray cell back behind it north of Ponca City. So the good news is at this point, no strong or severe thunderstorms with any of this activity out there, but it will continue to spread to the east across southeast Kansas. So we take a wider view. You can see where it's developed just within the last half hour to 45 minutes out there, and we'll continue to roll off to the east. So we will see those scattered showers and thunderstorms primarily in southeast Kansas through the morning hours, and we'll go into the upper 70s by late morning. And then later today, we're going to see additional developments. So here we are at noon. Again, some isolated to scattered showers and storms, again, mainly in southeast Kansas. And then as we head into the late afternoon, early evening hours, we'll start to see additional shower and thunderstorm development across the area. And this will continue with us through the late evening, overnight, and as we get our Wednesday started. So commute time, getting on the bus time, we're seeing more showers and thunderstorms. Now, those will eventually pause for almost 12 hours. The last of them kind of wrap up about noon. And then as we go overnight Wednesday into early Thursday, we'll get another brief round of showers and thunderstorms. And that'll pause until about the afternoon, and we'll see another round of showers and thunderstorms Thursday. That pauses for a couple hours. We get a couple-hour break, and we see more showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night into early Friday morning across the area. Unfortunately, though, with nearly each and every day this this week, there's a potential for some strong, possibly low-grade severe thunderstorms. Now today, very low tornado risk, no areas highlighted, but we could see some small hail and gusty winds. And that's the other thing, is that's gusty winds with storms. We also are looking at gusty southerly winds today, just regardless, potentially pushing 25 to 30 miles an hour out there. But you can see the risk for some stronger storms primarily against southeast Kansas into northeastern Oklahoma. Tomorrow, that low-end risk for some stronger storms expands a bit across the region. Thursday, it gets cut back, and then as mentioned, it'll pick up again as we head into Saturday with these thunderstorm chances. We'll take a full look at your forecast, how long the rain sticks around, how it helps or doesn't help our temperatures here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
One man is dead from a weekend crash in southeast Kansas. It happened on K7 in Bourbon County early Saturday. Investigators say a pickup began rotating while negotiating a curve on the northbound ramp of US 69. The pickup left the road, overturned, and came to a rest on its roof. The driver, 38-year-old Francisco Espinoza Perez of Texas, died at the scene. And the Ottawa tribe is mourning the death of its chief. Chief Ethel Cook passed away at her home Sunday. She will lie in state until 4 p.m. Friday afternoon for friends and community members to visit. Graveside services will then be on Saturday, September 23rd at 2 p.m. at the Ottawa Indian Cemetery. Friends and family may send the family notes of encouragement by viewing Chief Ethel Cook's tribute page at brownswinters.com. Chief Ethel Cook was 72 years old. A new study looks at desirable states for teachers, and each of our 4 area states rank in the bottom half. The study by Wallet Hub looks at such factors as teacher pay, teacher-to-student ratio, and spending per pupil. In a ranking of 50 states plus the District of Columbia, Kansas ranks 28th. Arkansas is 35th, Oklahoma ranks 40th, and Missouri is listed as 45th. By the way, Virginia ranks best, and New Hampshire ranks worst. The Missouri Department of Transportation plans a meeting to replace the Missouri Route 96 bridge over Missouri Route 171 west of Carthage, and the public is invited to join the online meeting on Monday, October 2nd, to learn more about the plans for replacing the bridge. The new bridge will include new barrier walls, guardrails, and permanent striping. The meeting will be available for 2 weeks from Monday, October 2nd until Monday, October 16th, and can be accessed at mo.org/southwest. During the bridge replacement, Route 96 will be closed for up to 6 months. Coming up, it's getting time for the Race for Hope 5K and 1 mile walk run. Sharon Clark joins us in studio to tell us all about it, plus some other breast cancer events happening in October. And later, rural hospitals across the country are closing down their maternity wards. We'll have why this is a big issue for mothers living in those rural communities. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's a live look from 7th Street in Joplin in honor of Talk Like a Pirate Day. All right, coming up now is Beagle Life. These next dogs were rescued from some extremely confining conditions. Last night, they got to do some of the things dogs love for the very first time. These beagles had spent their entire life in a laboratory until now. Krista Mitchell met up with 3 of them as they made a stop in Minnesota.
These beagles don't know it yet.
Hi, guys!
But they're about to experience a grassy yard for the first time.
Beagle number 1. Welcome to freedom.
The big world can be scary.
Come on, buddy.
Especially for these dogs who've only known the walls of a laboratory.
You're gonna love it.
Canadian-based rescue, the Beagle Alliance, rescued them from a lab in the Midwest.
I can't tell you what laboratory they're from. That's confidential.
It's also unclear what was done to them. Most dogs are used for biomedical or drug testing.
There's some decompression to happen and just love and patience, and slowly they come out of their shells.
More than 250 than 50 U.S. institutions report using dogs in experiments each year. The majority are companies, community or technical colleges, and public universities.
Beagles are the most used breed of dog in laboratory testing because they're docile, they're forgiving, and they easily fit into a cage, unfortunately.
Some states, including Minnesota, have laws that require labs, when possible, to offer dogs to shelters for adoption.
Most animals are euthanized after study, and they don't have to be. As we know, they could go on to live longer lives outside of the cage than inside the cage.
Volunteer Kathy Meyer knows this firsthand, adopting 2 of her own dogs from animal testing.
Seeing my dogs and what they've been through and overcome, and knowing that they're on their way to a great life is just amazing.
That's the Beagle life right there.
So now the dogs will go to Canada with the rescue, where they will be fostered and then adopted. We'll be right back. In Health Watch this morning, being comfortable in your own skin is often easier said than done, but a new study shows having a positive body image may have other benefits too, like better overall mental health. And this is a trend that is evident across different nations. Researchers at Anglia Ruskin University in England found it's one of the largest studies ever conducted on the topic of body image, using data from tens of thousands of participants in 65 nations. Those with greater body appreciation are characterized as having a higher life satisfaction and better psychological well-being. The study also found that body appreciation was higher in participants who were single compared with those who are married or in a committed relationship, and among those living in rural areas. Researchers find marijuana and tobacco use may be linked to anxiety and depression. Researchers found that tobacco and marijuana could be tied to increased chances of having depression and anxiety. The findings were published in the journal PLOS One. The team analyzed the data of nearly 54,000 adults in the country between 2020 and 2022. The authors of the study, who were mostly affiliated with the University of California, San Francisco, found those who consume tobacco and cannabis were more likely to report having these mental health issues than those who did not consume either substance. Experts say more research is needed to find the extent of the connection between the substances and the illnesses. And the term maternity care desert describes communities across the country without any hospitals or facilities that provide medical care for pregnant women. According to data collected by the Associated Press, more than 2 million women of childbearing age live in these places. Some health experts say it forces women to travel far distances to seek care, placing them and their children at greater risk of potential health problems. Marianne Rafferty reports.
While most women are advised to take it easy during the final weeks of their pregnancy, for Alicia Alderson, the countdown to her newborn's arrival has been anything but smooth.
I've just taken it for granted, really, that I'd always have my doctor and I'd be close to safe care.
Alderson is like many pregnant women across a growing number of rural communities who no longer have close access to a maternity ward. The only one within a 40-mile radius of her Oregon home recently shut down.
We don't have a birthing center here in Baker City. It closed down on August 26th. And my due date is September 28th.
It's a concerning trend gaining momentum. Between 2015 and 2019, the American Hospital Association found at least 89 childbirthing units in rural hospitals closed. Now the Associated Press reports fewer than half of rural hospitals nationwide have maternity wards. Medical experts say the reasons behind the closures vary, from declining birth rates, staffing shortages, and hospitals facing financial trouble.
So it's been really hard for me to figure out how much to take because I have no idea how long we're going to be gone.
Alderson and her family are now staying 2 hours away at her brother's house so they can be closer to a hospital.
A study published in the journal Health Affairs finds that pregnant women in rural communities have a 9% greater chance of life-threatening complications than their urban counterparts.
All right, we are keeping an eye on thunderstorms out there. Now, through the morning, we're going to have isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms, primarily in southeast Kansas. It won't be until late this afternoon into the early evening hours, say around 5, 6 o'clock, we'll start to see more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. And this will push with us through the evening hours and into the overnight as well across the area and last all the way into our morning commute on Wednesday. And we'll see more storm chances as we go through the week. We do have that chance for some strong, possibly low-grade severe thunderstorms thunderstorms. So we're talking small hail and gusty winds out there, and our breeze today just outside of thunderstorms is going to be a little bit gusty, pushing upwards of 30 miles an hour. That low wind risk continues with us into our Wednesday, a little more widespread. Gets cut back Thursday, but strong storms possible all the way through Saturday. So not anticipating widespread severe weather by any means, but some stronger storms definitely possible. One is actually occurring right now. Let me slide this over a little bit. We do have what's known as a significant weather advisory. That just means that this storm is just below severe limits in central Greenwood County with some penny-sized hail out there right near the Eureka area, and it's moving very slowly off to the east at 15. And that's how all of this activity is moving. It's all developed within about the last hour or so, and that's what's going to give us those scattered rain chances and thunderstorm chances through southeast Kansas through the morning hours. We're looking at highs mid-80s today, and then we'll get the rain and those temperatures will drop. And of course, we'll continue to monitor these storms and all of the storms this week, just in case any of them do intensify. We'll keep an eye on that for you through the morning. We'll be right back after this, but first, we got another live look from 7th Street in Joplin in honor of Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Joining me in studio is Christy Hoggett to tell us all about Neosho Christian School's Autumn Fest of the Ozarks. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
So what is this festival all about?
This is one of our, I've lost my words. This is a fundraiser for us. One of the two major fundraisers, Autumn Fest for Neosho Christian School. We do this in the fall. It's $10 to get in, and that's per car. There's lots of activities and fun for the kids.
And you brought some cool little arts and crafts here. What is this? Tell us about these.
So one of the things that we do is we have a silent auction, and that's later in the day. You can start bidding at 9 a.m. Until 4:30, and you can bid on these items plus a lot of other items.
I love that. And where do these proceeds benefit?
They will benefit Neosho Christian Schools. They will just benefit our operating costs and sponsor things for the kids throughout the year.
Why is it called Autumn Fest? Is it just, I mean, like, is there like leaves or, I mean, any kind of Halloween?
Yeah, we have lots of fall things. We have petting zoos, we have food trucks, we have arts and crafts, just sort of a fun festival in the autumn.
Okay, and when is this all happening?
This is happening on September 30th.
All right.
At Neosho Fairgrounds, and the cost is $10. Newton County Fairgrounds, sorry.
Wow, and it looks like you have a car show, arts and crafts fair, games, and more. So this is a family-friendly event.
This is.
Excellent, excellent. And is there a place that people need to go to buy tickets?
Nope, you come in, the $10 gets you to get your parking, and then everything else is on the fairgrounds.
And how long have you guys been doing this for?
Oh, years. I honestly don't know.
Years?
I don't know.
How large of a turnout are you expecting?
1,000 or more. I honestly don't know.
Oh gosh, well it sounds like a great time. So it's not this Saturday, it's the following Saturday. It's happening Neosho.
Newton County Fairgrounds.
Newton County Fairgrounds. And make sure you come, fun for all ages. Get all these great places. It's probably a great place to get some Christmas gifts too.
It is.
Start on some holiday shopping.
Yes, it will be.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll have more news coming up right after this.
Thank you.
You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:27. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy. Missouri Southern says it saw an increase in new student enrollment for the second year in a row. The university says enrollment of new freshmen, transfer, and graduate students increased 6.5% this semester. This comes after last year saw a rise of 1.7% compared to 2021. Overall, Missouri Southern is reporting just over 41,000 students currently enrolled, which is a 1% drop compared to last year. And there's a new buzz around the Joplin Public Library. Officials yesterday worked to install a new pollinator garden. It's designed to provide a space for butterflies, bees, and birds. The idea got started for 3 Missouri Southern students as part of their capstone project. Those students also raised the money to pay for the garden, which officials say will be a great addition to the library.
These will not take over the grass. The grass is very dense. It's not going to invite any of them in. Hopefully they will take over the mulch.
The new garden will be on the west side of the library. The Lafayette House can expect a brand new HVAC system in the near future thanks to a generous donation. Yesterday, the Arvis Foundation presented a grant worth $7,500 to the Lafayette House for upgrade. The grant will help provide a much-needed replacement of the HVAC system for the daycare in the facility.
Especially during the summertime when kids are here all day long and we're going in and out the doors outside and coming in from the hot playground, and air conditioning is definitely going to be really beneficial. And you know, at the end of the day at 3 o'clock when they come in from school, it's still pretty warm in here and we just want to come in and cool off.
The Lafayette House provides a safe sanctuary for mothers and their children who have suffered domestic violence.
And we are still watching showers and thunderstorms across parts of southeast Kansas. Greenwood, Elk, and Chautauqua counties still have a strong thunderstorm in Greenwood County, just now pushing over Eureka. So we're talking some penny-sized hail out there. So not quite severe, but definitely a little bit on the stronger side. And those storms will continue to roll off to the east, and that'll give us scattered shower and thunderstorm chances primarily in southeast Kansas through the morning hours. So that's why we do have these up on here. We'll go upper 70s by late morning. As we head later into the late afternoon, early evening, that's when we're going to see better chances for more widespread shower and thunderstorm activity across the area. And this will continue with us through the late evening, overnight hours, and into our morning commute tomorrow. So going to work, going to school, more showers and thunderstorms to contend with. And then we'll get about a 12-hour pause once the last of that kind of clears out by noon. And we'll see more showers and thunderstorms overnight into the early morning hours on Thursday. Those will pause, and then by Thursday afternoon, another round of showers and thunderstorms across the area, and then that pauses for a couple hours and more thunderstorms Thursday night into Friday morning. So as mentioned, like with the Greenwood County storm, the possibility exists for some strong, potentially low-grade severe thunderstorms actually all the way from now through Saturday, with hail and wind being the primary threats out of those today. We'll see that low-end risk expand a little bit as we head into our Wednesday, gets cut back Thursday, but again continues in some capacity through at least Saturday. We'll have another full look at your forecast, including that 7-day, here in a few more minutes. Caitlin?
The Joplin City Council got an update on plans to bring a new theater to town. A Nebraska-based company with a Joplin affiliate, Woodsonia Real Estate, is partnering with B&B Theaters for the project. They say it'll include 8 screens, a restaurant and a bar area, plus an arcade. It'll be located at the intersection of 32nd Street and Hammonds Boulevard. The city has already set up TIF districts to fund it. Last night, they discussed the developmental plans.
It makes me feel ecstatic, knowing that they have been to Neosho and have seen that great place, how clean it is, how wonderful our staff is. We are going to bring that and more to Joplin.
The theater is expected to be up and running by 2025. It'll be part of a site that will include a new Menards store and multiple family housing, both of which are expected to open next year. The City of Miami approved a motion to continue on a lease agreement between the city and the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County for a section of the parking lot. They plan to add a gymnasium on the back of their new teen center building downtown. However, there's been some pushback by members of the community with concerns that the gymnasium will take away downtown parking. The Boys and Girls Club has been working on the project for 23 months and said they've worked with an architect to redesign the parking lot and found that the redesign could actually add more parking spaces.
When we redesign the parking lot in its current state, it doesn't meet city code. And so if we were to design that parking lot to actually meet the city code for the width and the guidelines of parking spaces, we actually add an additional 2 parking spots.
The city will now move forward on creating a lease agreement with the Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County. And that's a look at some of our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Charlene Patton is back, and she's going to be making some banana oatmeal muffins with us.
Plus, we're keeping an eye on those thunderstorm chances kicking off today, running through Saturday. We'll have another look at that forecast. But first, got a live look from 7th Street in Joplin. This is a pirate ship. Why are they re-showing you a pirate ship? Well, see, today is National Talk Like a Pirate Day. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Join us in the studio, our good friend all the way from Topeka, Charlene Patton. Always a pleasure to see you, and you always make incredible, healthy food. And that's the important thing, is some of it's absolutely incredible, but it's also absolutely healthy. And that's a hard combination sometimes.
And we like to promote our soybeans, and the Kansas Soybean Commission is recognizing all those soybean farmers and all the goodness that they provide. We have a couple of ingredients from our soybeans that are in our recipe today. This is National Breakfast Month. So this is a great healthy muffin recipe, would be great for breakfast, but also as an after-school snack for your kids.
Okay, yeah.
So in here, you're going to do the liquid ingredients. We have 1 egg, we have 1 mashed banana, which is about a half a cup, and then you're going to mix that, whisk it together, and then you're going to add to that 1 cup of vanilla soy milk and 1/2 cup of vegetable oil.
Okay.
And I'll just point out that most people maybe forget that the only ingredient in soybean, or in the vegetable oil, is soybeans. So
I
there
remember when you first
that.
told me that, and I was surprised. I mean, I don't look at the ingredients. I just buy the cooking oil, and little did I know, we've got a little bit of a healthy start right there in a way.
So I have 2 cups of flour here, and I added 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a little bit of salt to that. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of oatmeal. You can use either the old-fashioned or the quick cooking oatmeal, and then a half a cup of sugar. We'll mix that together. And then my husband said, well, what could we add some walnuts to that? Because he really likes the black walnuts.
Oh, yeah.
And so I toasted some walnuts and then chopped them. And I said, yes, because when you actually make them yourself, you can add whatever ingredient you'd like to.
True.
So if you wanted to add chocolate chips to this, if you wanted to add another nut, you could do that. So now you've got that all mixed up. You're going to add that to my dry mixture here.
Okay.
And muffins are a great recipe for kids to make, because you're just using a bowl and a spoon, and you want to teach them the correct way to measure. And then don't overstir it. We just want to mix it until we don't see any dry ingredients. And this one will actually make 12 muffins. We're going to bake them at 400 degrees for about 15-18 minutes until wooden pick comes out clean. And I've got 6 here because I wanted to show that you could bake 6 of them, put the batter in the refrigerator, and then bake 6 more the next day.
Okay.
So you could do that. And I like to use the dipper because, boy, that is an easy way to portion them out and get the right amount in each one. Makes it easy for the kids to do too.
Perfect. And that's what I like, getting the kids involved.
Get the kids
They learn
involved.
some important skills for sure. Well, Charlene, thanks so much for coming down this morning. And of course, if folks want more information or this month's recipes, where can they go?
They should go to kansassoybeans.org or call our 800 number 877-KS-SOYBEAN.
And of course, we'll have all of this on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. We will be back with more of the KOAM Morning News right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:41 now on this Tuesday morning. So we've got some scattered storms out in southeast Kansas. We're going to look at those in just a moment. But first, we're going to take a look down the road. So through the morning, we'll see those scattered storms primarily into southeast Kansas and into parts of northeastern Oklahoma. It won't be until later this afternoon into the early evening hours that we'll see more widespread shower and thunderstorm development across the area. And this will hang with us through the late evening, overnight, and even into our morning commute on Wednesday, like hugging the Kansas-Missouri state line back into parts of northeastern Oklahoma as that exits on out Wednesday morning. Then we'll see roughly a 12-hour gap with the last of the big activity leaving, and we'll see a few additional scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms, primarily again in southeast Kansas early Thursday morning, and then by Thursday afternoon, another round of showers and thunderstorms will roll through the area. So some much needed rain chances coming through, and these will continue with us all the way through our Saturday. We do have the chance for some strong, potentially low-grade severe thunderstorms out there. Again, today, primarily southeast Kansas, northeast Oklahoma, with some small hail and gusty winds. winds being the primary threat. That low wind risk expands a bit for us on our Wednesday across the area. It gets cut back a bit Thursday, but does make a return for a good portion of the area as we go into our Friday and Saturday. So let's take a look at the Skywatch storm tracker. So boy, look at the lightning activity as these storms have intensified over Greenwood County out into southeastern Kansas. And yeah, I gotta move this a little bit. We still have the strong thunderstorm in Greenwood County with some penny-sized hail out there. And we've seen some development taking place down to the south into Elk and Chautauqua. But this storm here in Greenwood really taking the energy as it pushes off to the east. So folks, the 8th Center, Fredonia, keep an eye on this, and we're going to keep an eye on it. Again, it's not severe at this point, but we will keep an eye on it in case it decides to intensify on us across the area. And you see these storms again will continue through the morning. We're looking at highs today, mid-80s, and I want to remind you too, we'll have gusty winds out of the south with outside of thunderstorm chances. These gusty winds pushing 25, 30 miles an hour out there. Let's check your forecast. Now here's Caitlin with a check of Consumer Watch.
All right, well, love is in the air, and so are proposals. Signet Jewelers, the largest jewelry company in the U.S., says a spike in engagements is coming. According to the company, which owns Zales Jared, K Jewelers, Blue Nile, and Diamonds Direct, proposals happen about 3 or so years into dating, and the pandemic had caused a disruption in dating and therefore a lull in engagements. But with the pandemic behind us, Signet expects marriage proposals to start rebounding in 2024. In total, the jeweler expects 2.5 million couples to get engaged next year. Check. And a great start for the week for iPhone users. Starting yesterday, they can upgrade to Apple's latest operating system. And the company says that the update comes with a slew of new features to make users happy. First, live voicemail. Messages will be transcribed while you are deciding whether you want to or not pick up the call. And if an unknown number calls you, it will go straight to live voicemail when you have the silence unknown caller setting turned on. And if you can't answer that FaceTime call, no worries. Callers can now leave a video message complete with emojis. Imagining exchanging numbers is now easier than ever. Just try your iPhones close to each other. Even autocorrect has a new upgrade. The keyboard learns your habits and starts adjusting to the way that you talk. And Russell Brand is no longer getting money from his YouTube channel. The company has suspended monetization after multiple rape and sexual assault allegations against the comedian came out. YouTube says Brand violated its creator responsibility policy, which takes note of a creator's behavior on and off the platform. This comes after London's Metropolitan Police announced it was investigating an allegation of sexual assault in 2003. In recent years, Brand has focused his attention on YouTube. His channel has been accused of promoting conspiracy theories, including COVID denialism. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. A Wisconsin farm owner surprised some Starbucks baristas when she took one of her alpacas through the drive-thru. And the encounter is going viral with millions of views on TikTok.
Derek James introduces us to Carrie Harting and Oliver, the alpaca.
What can we get started for you today?
Yes, I'd like a pup for my alpaca, please.
Absolutely. We'll see you at the window.
Thank you.
The one with the orange collar is Oliver.
Oh my God! No!
You want to try your pup?
So Oliver unfortunately lost his mama at birth, so he's a bottle-fed baby, so he's used to being around people, and he's just fun, very expressive, obviously pretty small for his age, but he loves being outside, loves going on adventures, loves having the wind in his hair.
Now, when you went to Starbucks, were you expecting the kind of reaction that you received from the baristas?
Oh, absolutely not. It was so fun for them to see them react. And, you know, one of them actually has a tattoo of an alpaca on her arm. And that was so fun.
Were they aware of the farm?
No, actually, they didn't know anything about the farm. So that was fun. What a life, huh? My daughter, Berkeley, who's 13, really wanted to go do something fun with Oliver. So she suggested that we go to Starbucks. And so it was really all her idea. She's the one that does all the TikTok. And so here we are.
And getting that kind of notice has got to be cool because for you it's all about educating people.
Exactly. So that's the mission of our farm, is really to educate people. So all of our farm tours are guided tours where people learn about the animals and learn about the respect and the safety that that are most important for the animals, and just learning where they came from and what they're used for. So we did a Taylor Swift theme this year, so we have 7 named after Taylor Swift songs.
Why alpacas for you?
Oh, we love alpacas. They're just the most awesome creature. They're the most sustainable animal. So you shear them once a year, and then you get their fleece, and we make all sorts of products from their fleece. Yeah, let him introduce you to some of his other friends. This is his good friend Melman.
And you have other animals here on the farm too.
We do. We have Valais black-nosed sheep, which are from Switzerland, mini Highland cows, a llama, and English Angora bunnies.
So who do we have in here?
So this brown one right here, her name is Alexis, and her baby is Hey Siri. Hey Siri's hungry.
We just had some devices go off all across Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And for visitors who come, what kind of activities can they get involved in?
So the people can come for farm tours. We offer farm tours Friday through Monday. You can come and be a rancher for a day if you're an adult. Just kind of get to hang out with these guys. But we also offer alpaca yoga. So lots of fun educational experiences that we try to offer here.
That is adorable. Chris, I'll tell you, if I wasn't a news anchor, I would have my own animal farm sanctuary.
I feel like we need more alpacas here at the station.
Absolutely. To our viewers at home, if you have any alpacas and would like to come on our morning show, you are cordially invited.
Absolutely. Well, Oliver, by the way, he's among about 60 alpacas out there at that farm. So that's a lot of alpacas.
A lot of alpacas.
You know what else we've got a lot of on the way?
Tell me, Chris.
Rain. Now let's take a look. Future track, we're going to see scattered showers and thunderstorms primarily in southeast Kansas through the morning. And as we've discussed, as we head into the evening hours, we're going to see more widespread shower and thunderstorm development. And this will persist through the late evening, overnight, and even into our morning commute on Wednesday. As you can see, a lot of it right along the I-49 corridor. So be prepared for that. It's one of several days of showers and thunderstorms heading into our Saturday. And over the next several days as well, we have a low end risk for a strong, possibly low grade severe thunderstorms out there. If we see any, hail and wind are going to be the primary risks with these storms, and you can see that low end risk expands a little bit for us tomorrow across the region. Gets cut back Thursday, but does stick with us through at least through Saturday. So something that we'll keep an eye on out there. And a quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker. Still have this strong storm out in Greenwood County, now getting close to Yates Center. Penny-sized hail, primary threat with this, not severe by any means, as these storms out here continue to move off to the east at about 15 miles an hour. We'll have another look at your 7-day forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. One man is dead from a weekend crash in southeast Kansas. It happened on K7 in Bourbon County early Saturday. Investigators say a pickup began rotating while negotiating a curve on the northbound ramp of US 69. The pickup left the road, overturned, and came to rest on its roof. The driver, 38-year-old Francisco Espinoza Perez of Texas, died at the scene. Pittsburgh city officials say residents' information is secure despite a cyber attack on city government over the weekend. Pittsburgh city officials were notified at 3 a.m. Saturday of a cyber attack, and the city's servers were victimized by ransomware. The cyber attackers stole encrypted data and demanded money from the city. Officials disconnected the servers so the ransomware wouldn't spread. And there's a new buzz around the Joplin Public Library. Officials yesterday worked to install a new pollinator garden. It's designed to provide a space for butterflies, bees, and birds. The idea got started by 3 Missouri Southern students as part of their capstone project. Those students also raised the money to pay for the garden, which officials say will be a great addition to the library.
And we'll have scattered showers and thunderstorms through primarily southeast Kansas through the morning. And then as we head late into the afternoon, early evening hours, we'll start to see more widespread showers and storms. A couple of strong storms possible, some small hail and gusty winds. Keep an eye on that for you. Highs ahead of the storms, mid and upper 80s. Thunderstorms continue through the evening, overnight hours, and into tomorrow morning as well as we get our Wednesday underway. Low 60s. And we'll stay in the upper 70s, lower 80s, and hold on to these thunderstorm chances with much needed rainfall out there all the way through Saturday.
Well, ahoy, matey! Are you ready for a little fun? You best know some King's English because today is Talk Like a Pirate Day.
I tried earlier and I just sounded Irish, so I'm not going to try again. But you don't need to hold a pirate parade like this one to celebrate. Shiver me timbers, that's commitment. To enjoy the piratey pleasure of the day, just grab your first mate, use a little of your... I cannot... use a little of your booty to hoist some rum, or get some rum.
Jolly rum.
Hoist your Jolly Rogers, sing a little shanty while you scrub the deck, and try not to be too much of a scallywag.
And the idea was born nearly 30 years ago when two friends on a racquetball court started ribbing each other in pirate slang. Don't worry, neither of them had to walk the plank.
That is good news. Great news there. So
scallywag.
Get out there and don't be scallywags today. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the thunderstorms for you through the morning as well. We want to thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather and maybe a few less pirates today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.